All right, so we're going to continue with decimals. Remember that this topic is in your textbooks. In your textbooks. And today I'll be looking at page 98 on how we can convert decimals. So the most important thing when you're converting a decimal is to make sure that you convert your denominator to a 10 or a 100. Then we can change it to its simplest form. Now, what do I mean about this? For instance, if we have 0.75, this will be equal to 75 over 100. Right, then that will equal to, we're going to simplify this, what we do to the denominator, we also do to the numerator. We're going to divide by 5, and this will give us 3 over 4. Are you okay? Thank you. All right. So I'm going to do exercise 15.3, which is on page 98 of your textbooks.
So on page
98. 98.
Oh. Thank you, sir.
So that's on page 98. The first question is asking us to write the following decimals as fractions in their simplest form. So for A, we have 0.5. Remember, before we simplify, the denominator has to be a 10 or 100. This would be 5 over 10. Then you simplify this. I'm going to try to use a different marker. All right. So we know that 5 goes once in there and 5 goes twice in 10. We divide by 5 the numerator. We also divide the denominator by 5. This will give us 1 over 2. So the answer is 1 over 2. The fraction is in its simplest form. Okay, B, we have 0.05. This will then equal to 5 over 100. We're going to simplify the fraction, dividing by 5, dividing by 5. Remember that what you do to the denominator, you must also do to the numerator. 5 divided by 5 is 1 over 100 divided by 5 is 20. So 0,05 in its simplest fraction form is 1 over 20. Just going to try and turn the board like this to see if this reflection of light can move away. Okay, I can't get it done. Please bear with me. All right. C, we have C 0,25 is equal to 25 over 100. Okay, that will be 25 over 10.
So what's a 10?
Yes, it's 10. Thank you, Tatila, for that. It should be 10 because you only have one 0 after the comma. All right, so that will be 25 over 10. We simplify our fraction. We know that 5 goes into there, and 5 also goes into there. And we'll have our final simplest fraction as 5 over 2. All right. D.
Sir, but that was an improper fraction.
Yes. Why is it an improper fraction in Tatile? Because
the numerator is bigger than the denominator.
yes. Well done. Right. Moving on to D. I hope you are following, guys. We have 0,8. That will equal to 8 over 10. So as we have 8 over 10, we're going to simplify this. We know that 2 goes into there, 2 goes into there. Then we'll have 4 over 5. That's the simplest fraction for the decimal 0,8. So you'll see here we're dividing by 2 the numerator. We also divide by 2 the denominator. What you do to the denominator, you must also do to the numerator. Get it? Got it? All right. E, we have 0,2. Converting that into a fraction will be 2 over 10. We divide the numerator and the denominator by 2 to simplify this fraction. And this will be 1 over 5. All right. Please do respond if you're following, guys. You can show me a reaction, thumbs up there. And E, thank you, Intatile. 0,2. This will be 2 over 10. We only have 1 0 after the comma.
Sir, you just did this one.
Yes?
You just did this one, sir.
Oh, we have to do F. Thank you. I'm glad. I was just checking if everybody is following. So for F, we have 0,4, which will be equal to 4 over 10. We divide the numerator. Let's admit Katleho there. Katleho is late for class.
No, sir, Katleho was here. They got out. Katleho, there she is. She's connecting now.
All right, thank you. So what are we doing here? We are dividing the numerator by 2, and we're also dividing the denominator by 2. Simplifying our fraction to 2 over 5. Right. So this is the way to go on converting decimals into fractions. Now we are going to look at the next question that asks us to convert fractions to decimals. Okay. So for the first question, that's number 2a, we have 4 over 10. Now remember, now that we are converting the fractions into decimals, you have to keep your denominator as 10, or you keep it as 100 as it is given, because this will help you to write your decimal place. You know where you're going to write there, you're going to put the comma. So because this is 4, in the numerator, I can write my 4 there. And I know it's divided by 10. When you divide by 10, remember you move to the left from your digit. So I'm moving 1 time. So it means my comma will be there. Then I'll have 0.4. Second question. Which is B. It's 7 over 10. Again, I'll write my 7 there. I'm dividing by 10. There's just 1 0 there. So I'm going to move to the left 1 time. 1. So my comma will be just before the 7. Then I have my 0. So 7 over 10, 0.7. Okay. C, we have 26 divided by 100. Again, remember, as we are dividing, we are moving to the left of our digit. So I'm gonna write my two digits here, which is 26. I start counting from the right of the digit. So to the far right end of the digit, I have 2 zeros. So I have 1, 2. So it means my comma will be there. And my 0 will be here, and I write my comma there. Okay, please show me a thumbs up if you're following. Thank you. Okay, I think we have the last one. Oh, we have to do 3 more. D, 53 over 100. Again, write your 53. You are dividing by 100, which has 2 zeros. Move backward or to your left according to the number of zeros that you have. So that will be 1, 2. So it means my comma will be there, and my 0 will be there, just before the comma. Then our answer is 0.53, not 0.53, 0.53. Right. E, 44 over 100. Using the same principle, this will be 0.44. Okay, and F is the last one.
I have a question for you. Why is it not 0.44, only 0.44?
That's how we should pronounce it, because that tells you each of the digits after the comma represent a 10 more. So remember, from the comma, I'm going to get back to that question, okay? Let's do F, and then I can erase everything and go back to that question.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have the last one is 70 over 100. This will be 0.70. Okay, because you have 2 zeros there, you're going to be moving backwards 2 times because of your zeros in the 100. 1, 2. And that puts your comma there. You write your zero before the comma. Now going back to Untagile's question. You remember your place value charts that can start with million, thousand, then it continues to hundreds, then it's tens, then it's ones. Now as I'm going backwards, tens, one. As you're going backwards, you're actually dividing by 10. So there we'll have our comma starting right there. Dividing by 10, this now, the first number after the comma becomes a 10. Okay? Then you have another place value here, so that will be your tens. Place value after the chart, after the comma rather. Then you have a hundreds. So pronouncing or saying the decimal values with its respective digits after the comma is to tell us and to show us that each digit has its own place value. Okay, I hope that's clear, Utakile. All right, so we are done with converting your fractions into decimals and decimals into fractions. Now, the previous exercise was a little bit easy because you had your denominators at 10 or as 100. Now, we're going to look at converting common fractions to decimals that the denominators are not actually 10 or 100. So it is up to us that we convert the denominators to 10 or to 100. And remember, what we do to the denominator, we must also do to the numerator. So exercise 15.4, which is also on page 98. So I'll be now doing 15.4 on page 98. So we have about 10 minutes there. We're converting these common fractions into decimals. 1a gives us 1 over 2. What can we do to convert 2 into a 10? We can multiply by 5. So we multiply by 5. What we do to the denominator, you must do to the numerator. So to multiply by 5. Then your answer would be 5 over 10. Okay, so this is 5 over 10. I can see the light there is shining on the ink. So I'll write it there. 5 over 10. Now we can simply write this as a decimal, which is 0.5. Using the same principles of division, you're looking at the number of zeros you have in the denominator. I have 5 in the numerator. I write my 5 there. I'm only moving one place to the left because of there's 1 0 in 10. That will be 0.5. Okay. B, we have 1 over 4. So what can we do to 4 to make it a 10 or to make it 100? We can't make a 4 a 10. So we can make a 4 a 100 by multiplying it by 25. So if I multiply the denominator by 25, I must also multiply the numerator by 25. This gives us the denominator to be 100 and the numerator to be 25. Then from here we can now write it as a decimal number. That's 25. We have 100, 2 zeros, move to the left 2 times. 1, 2, that is where your comma will be. And then you put your 0 there. Okay, I'm going to do D, so we can move quickly and look at other activities. So D, we have 20 over 25. What can you do to 25 to make it 100? Yes, we multiply by 4. We also have to multiply the numerator by 4. So this will give us 80 over 100. That will be 0.80. Remember, again, applying our principle or rather concept of saying 100 has 2 zeros there, so we're going to move twice to the left. Then that's where our comma will be, and then we write the 0 just before the comma. Right. So that's
So, sir, basically, when we're doing decimals, when we move to the left, it depends on how many zeros we have in our denominator.
yes. So, for instance, this is just for illustrative purposes. You guys do decimals up to hundreds. So, if we had a thousand, just to explain on, elaborate on Tatile's understanding, if we have 80 divided by 1000, because we have 3 zeros there, you'll have your 80 there. So it means you have to move how many times to the left? 3 times. So that will be 1, that will be 2, that will be 3. So my comma is there. Wherever there's an empty or a vacant place value, you put a 0. So that means I put a 0 there and a 0 for my comma. So 80 divided by 1000 will be 0, 0.080. All right. Okay. Rounding off. Rounding off your decimals is looking at or estimating your answers. So now I'm on page 99, and I will do just maybe 2 questions since we are running out of time. So this is exercise 15.6, page 99 of your textbooks. It says that decimals greater than or equal to 0.5 become 1. Okay, so if the decimal is greater or equal to 0.5, we convert it to 1. But if it's less than that, we take it down to 0. Okay, it becomes 0. So this will be 1, take it to 1. If it's less than 0.4, excuse me, take it to 0. So what does this mean? I will explain doing exercise 15.6. Look at number 1A. We have to round off the following decimal to the nearest unit. So 1A says 16.4. The decimal is 0.4, or it's less than 0.4. Okay? So if it's less than or equal to 0.4, it will bring it down to 0. So we bring the decimal to 0. That will be 16. So the answer will be 16. We look at B, it's 28,7, 0,7. So we have a 7 after the comma. It's bigger than 0,5. So we bring it up to 1 and our answer will be 29. So rounding off is actually basically estimating your decimal to the nearest unit. We normally use the rounding off principle when we do our shopping, especially involving money, you know. You look at your till slip, it tells you that this is rounded off to the nearest 1 or the nearest 10 or so forth. For instance, if you have something that the price is 50, let's say it's 45 rand and 32 cents. You normally say this is 45 rand, rounding it off, because 0,32 is less than 0,4. So we bring the decimal to 0. Okay, and when you have something that is about 5 rand 71 cents, you normally say this is 6 rand. You round it to the nearest unit, which is 6 rand, because 0,71 is bigger than comma 5. Okay, this is where I'll end my lesson. We have 1 minute only. So thank you for tuning in, guys. Stay safe. I can't wait to see you all next week. And remember, we will be following all the measures that are in place: social distancing, washing our hands, masks on. I can't wait to see you next week. All right. Cheers, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Sure, sir.
Shap shap, untatile.